Yeah.
We good? Are we both on the camera?
Yeah.
All right, we set. Let's see. Oh. So, all right. Well, welcome to the podcast. You know, we don't really got too much of a rehearsed introduction to give y'all right now, but you know, welcome to Space in Between.
Space in between.
It's your boy Donovan. I still got my name tag on. Donovan, I don't know. You want to give ourselves like introduction, like you know who he is, what we about. I ain't gonna give my major. I'm not gonna give my major.
What you want to tell the folks out there?
So okay, I'm a light skinned nigga. It's probably how I'm gonna end up getting characterized. So I'm a light skinned nigga. I don't know. I was gonna say my major anyways, bro. I'm so motherfucking used to it. You know, I'm the intellectual type of nigga. I don't know. I'm gonna use big words. You matter of fact, y'all gonna get used to my character, so you know that's me. Dono. Probably gonna hear Dono a lot. That's me.
That's my boy. And you know your boy over here. This Anthony, aka A-Dub.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it as real as possible on this podcast at all times. You know what I'm saying? So expect the explicits and all that. Like it could get real up in here real fast.
Speaking of the explicits and keeping it a buck, we trying to, you know, it's a professional space. Well, it's not a professional space, but we gonna try to keep it a professional space. But at the same time, we gonna use profanity to use the what's that, the politically correct term. We gonna use profanity. We gonna it's hard to be 100% real and 100% professional at the same time. So you know, just bear with us. We'll do our best to stay family safe. Yeah, that's any you want to explain it then we'll space in between? Get that started.
So once again, welcome to the podcast of Space in Between. As if you ever seen our logo, it's the yin and yang logo in the clouds, and that just shows it all. Basically, me and this guy been rocking since freshman year. You know what I'm saying? From ground zero and everything. And one thing that we can agree on is we are two totally different people.
Nigga, I mean different sides of the same coin, but different sides of the coin.
It don't make no sense. Like as much as deeper
we can see
get and everything, how close we get, it's still at the end of the day we are two different people. You feel me? Two different brothers.
You can ask advice from me. I give you something that this nigga is gonna give you something completely different, but somehow we still gonna agree that both advices are correct. That makes no sense, but that's how it works.
Right. So that's the whole gist of the space in between. See, even though we got big differences between each other and everything, we always have this little space that we can come to and be able to talk to each other and, you know, just hear each other out and everything on every basis that we need to cover. So that's what we want this to be. The Space in Between podcast is a place where anybody could come here. We take guests as well, speak their mind on anything that they want to speak on. If they want to correct us for not knowing, then they can come over here and do that too. It's a free space for you to come and speak your mind. It's the space in between outside of the world where you could literally be you and nothing but you.
Yes, sir. Speaking of being you and nothing but you, matter of fact, we don't even need too much of that intro. We don't need too much of that. So, am I still like that? Oh yeah, I'm still like that. We don't need too much of the intro, so we can get down to the nitty gritty right now. So we gonna kick it off with, you know, the start is the question is why do niggas not wanna claim that they a weeb, bruh? When I say, I mean, yeah, this is gonna be a space for, you know, everybody inclusively. We're gonna talk about our identities frequently, and as you can tell, both me and this nigga right here is black, is young black men, colloquially used niggas. So why don't niggas want to be weaves? Why they is, but why don't they let the world know that?
Me personally, I could never be that.
Could never
be me.
Could never be me.
But you know, I feel like people got the wrong description of weebs. They feel like what they see on TV since we was kids, like and was watching Disney Channel, all that weebs are like people that wear glasses, long sleeve button down shirts, suspender, like people just don't understand that that's not the reality. That's just the, you know what I'm saying, what's the word?
The stigma.
You feel me?
Stigma.
The stigma. on what a weave is. So whenever they feel like they doing weave stuff, they don't acknowledge it to themselves or to anybody else.
Cause it's lame. See, like I'm thinking every time you bring up like even the word anime, you'll ask people. They'll be like, "Them niggas that be running through the hallways like Naruto with the big ass backpacks and they have the big ass Beats headphones on their neck," and like that's a weave. Or that's like that little video dude to say, "I got God, the power of God, and anime on my side." Like these are the things that they see as like it's like weave material. This is like what people think and what people see about it. But when you get down to the core of it, it's like that's what people see it as. And I'm like, if that's not you, that's not you. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with running through the hallways like Naruto and moving fast. Like, if that floats your boat, to each their own. That's cool. I mean, y'all a little bit louder. I ain't gonna lie, y'all might want to relax a little bit because you making it hard for the rest of us. But I mean, it's cool if that's you. But like, it's the thing if you is trying to avoid the idea of what other people have at you. And like you can't change the whole world. Like you yourself can't change what the word we puts in somebody's head just because you was different. You might change somebody else's opinion about, but not the whole world.
Facts.
So it's like I think after saying all that, why niggas don't want to own up to it too, is that it's like I don't know if it's just okay. It's not okay. It's not just niggas, but I think we is just much more susceptible to be getting flamed and niggas joining on us because I mean you think about it. You come to school prepared, right? Like it's raining outside, and you come to school with some rain boots on. What's niggas feel say, bro?
Big ass astronaut boots on.
This nigga feel splashes the puddles and shit, brother. Right, this nigga prepared. I'd be goddamn if I bring an umbrella. If I bring a motherfucking umbrella, my ass is get grass, bro. It's like niggas gonna pick it up, bro. Look at this motherfucking Mary Poppins ass. Like you just no matter what you do, you gonna get flamed for it.
Gonna get judged
always, especially with. Like I said again. We it's an inclusive space when we speak of this. Our identity, our experiences. So I say, especially as niggas, they gonna hone on that. And for the longest, I mean, even to get real with it, niggas hear anime, they think hentai. They think you talk about porn. They think you watch anime porn. You be watching that technical shit, bro.
It's not the same thing, dude.
It's not the same thing at all. But I mean, now we running off of what we think other people gonna start thinking about us. So not only is we in our own head, we in their head. And we trying to regulate what they doing, and like, okay, maybe if I go off what they do, I try to have what they think. I'm gonna regulate myself off of that, and you can't never control that. So, which leads me to like when I got here, the first time I started to realize how many niggas actually watch anime. I walked out the crib with them. You know that Walmart Kakashi shirt I had, that red, white, black one. Everybody got the help, but I walked out the crib with it on. I don't know how many niggas started acting like I had like they was trying to make a deal with me. Like, what you know about that nigga right there? Kakashi, bro. You know that nigga name? Yeah, bro. Copy nigga Kakashi. That shit gas. Nigga, why are you quiet? Why are you whispering in my ear, bro? Like
that's just the thing, bro. People just feel like they gotta hide who they are because they gonna get judged. It's just the fact that this world's film gonna be a judging world regardless of how you live in it. So I just feel like you should live it in a way that you want to live it. Like might as well play your part as yourself than play your part as somebody else and getting judged.
Show movie.
You gonna get judged regardless, but you'll feel good about yourself if you just be yourself. You're gonna get judged. Just ignore it. I understand some stuff you can't ignore. Some things just get to you. But at the end of the day, as long as you doing you're gonna be good. But if you playing a different part, a different person, and somebody judge you and they get to you, then you're gonna be like, dang, that's not even me. And I'm still gonna
get judged for it.
What do I gotta do for people to stop judging me? And that's the thing that go through people's heads. You're never not gonna be judged. There's nothing that you can do. All you can do is play your part and be yourself.
That's it. Because even if you is being somebody else, or even if you're being yourself and you get judged, that shit might still hurt. That stuff might still hurt. But at the end of the day, you can come back and be like, at least I was myself.
Facts.
But if you're not and you're trying to be something else, you're going to turn around and be like you just said, you're going to be like, I'm getting judged. And like, that wasn't even me. So I can't even console myself for saying I was being authentic. Because you'll find people who is just going like, even myself as a judgmental human being that I am, that we all judgmental human beings to different extents, I'll like look at somebody and be like, I don't know what the hell that nigga doing. I don't know what that nigga got on. He gonna walk out with a red t-shirt, blue, like not even jeans, blue pants, green shoes, and a yellow hat. and I'm like, what does he have on? Like, what kind of drip tips? Who involved? Who told him I was cool? But then I'm like, at least he is being himself. At least he is expressing himself the way he wants to, and I can have that conversation. Half the time, I end up respecting them, and they got more respect than somebody who came out to society. They drift out. They got everything. Them niggas stepping. But I'm like, you probably just doing something. You just saw a fit on Pinterest. You saw a fit on TikTok, and now you rocking that right now. So it's like the same thing of if I was being weird, I was being a weave. If I started running down Speedway like Naruto, I'm gonna get some sideways glances. I'm gonna get more than some sideways glances. But there's gonna be people like, I respect that. He was out his nuts and he did what he thought was cool. He did what he wanted to do.
That's just open-minded people versus closed-minded people. People that can see beyond their horizon, people that see a narrow street. People that think this is the one way to live and the one way to do it, and everybody in this road is cool.
Yeah.
And everybody in this road is doing right. So when they see other people being unique to themselves and going outside the boundaries, being creative and stuff, they like, why are you being weird? Why you being weird to me? So it's just like, understand that, we're not bashing nobody. We're not trying to get on nobody's case. All we trying to do is open up your mind.
That's it.
After listening to this, bro, just realize all we telling you off this brief conversation in this podcast is
open up your mind.
Open up your minds and be yourself. You don't got to portray or be a different type of person as you are. If you was in high school and you was a so-called nerd,
goofball,
keep playing that role. Like, yes, we all want to evolve and everything, but don't switch from being a nerd and everything and being in your books and people say they're not cool to try to play the role that people thought was cool in high school, start selling drugs and getting tatted up and start rapping. Like, bro, you in college. This is a whole different world. You're going to a whole other different life, bro. Why are you backtracking to stuff that people were doing in high school just because you thought, oh, this man was cool. I idolize this man. He got a lot of females and a lot of attention, so I need to act like him since I'm starting over at college and nobody know me. You know what I'm saying? So that also portrays into the play your role, be yourself. Because at the end of the day, you're going to get judged. When you switch and play a role, people might be more interested in you just to see what you'll do. But at the end of the day, you still going to get judged.
Still going to get judged. Like, we like I said, we opened this up. Like, Jesus spoke in parables, right? We not Jesus. I ain't gonna say we Jesus. I ain't gonna say we doing nothing like that. But we opened this up to use the parable of somebody who is getting out of their body and is trying to like do things that they thought was cool before. Like in high school, they saw who was like that nigga in school, and they're like, okay, he had it. That worked for him. Maybe if I walk in the same steps, do the same things he did, I'm gonna get that same stuff that I couldn't get in high school. So now, play. I can spin a block. I'm gonna do it right now. And I'm gonna get what I wanted when I was in high school. But this is to like escape the idea of being close-minded. This whole thing is rotating or like circulating close-mindedness. And open-mindedness is not just for other people and other things and other thoughts. It's open-mindedness for yourself too. You gotta be open-minded that you have other sections of yourself. You have different types of your personality. You have different places and things you can express. Like I used to be thinking all the time myself, and I'm like, either I'm like an athlete nigga, or I'm a nigga watch anime, or I was a smart kid, or I'm the like I'm like I am all these different people at different times. Like when I'm him, I am him, and then the other one I switch my identity. Like I be flipping it, but I'm all of them. These are parts of myself, and I'm open to express all at the same time. And I had to open myself to realize that these is all parts of the big whole. Me, Dono. This is not. Smart ones, athletic one, blah, 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 blah. So this is, in the beginning, the first thing you got to do before you have any type of real conversation is open your mind. And we want everybody listening to know that you can't move in any type of growth. You can't move in any type of conversation on this topic, on any of these topics. Anything we going to talk about with a closed mind. I would not get along with this nigga if I had a closed mind, bro.
Facts. I mean, facts, bro. I want y'all understand that yin and yang is real.
You have to understand that these like opposites to attract, but people that don't agree with that, I ain't gonna make the general statement, but people that don't agree with that typically are people who are closed minded because they think people that are not things that I'm doing is right, things that I'm not doing are wrong. They don't get along with people who are opposite because they feel like they're in the wrong. But if I realize it's right for me, and my right, and I do what I do, and that's good for me, and what you do is good for you, then that's how you work together. That's how we society. That's how we work. That's how we operate. We have to move off of cohesion. We can't have cohesion if everybody trying to, be correct at the same time. But again, I feel like we completely digress anyways. That's the whole message that we trying to open up and say right here.
It's cool to be different, bro.
It's cool. It's
cool to be different, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with being different. And I don't just mean slightly different, like the color of your hair. I just mean like the way you act, the way you feel, the way you see things. Like, we are all made to do different things out here and to make people feel different ways in different situations because we are all different. So it's okay to be different. Be yourself. Be the person that you love for yourself, and don't be like somebody else just because you think they're cool. Yeah, you can pick some stuff up from each other. Like, even though me and this dude, we way different, really different, we still pick up stuff from each other. And then we realize it like weeks after we picked it up, we're like, where I get that from? And I feel like I got it from this here. It just like he said, like if we were closed-minded people, we couldn't be friends. But since we're not closed-minded and our minds are so open, it just we here. We just connected.
Like what I was saying before is like another way to think about it is like it's like you put a hot ass piece of metal into a cold cup of water, right? The hot piece of metal came in steaming hot, right? It's steaming, and the cold water was cold. They completely opposite temperatures. But when you put them in the same environment and make them be around each other all the time, they is going naturally regulate their temperatures to meet at one middle point where they gonna be, because now the heat has been transferred from the metal object to the cold has received the heat from the metal object, and then now it's the same temperature. And that is a law of physics. That's a law of nature, how it works. We can be the same way, or we can have people be around us and understand that they different, completely on the side, but we open enough to take in certain things that we feel is right. Now, they didn't turn into each other. The metal object didn't become water. The water didn't become a metal object. But they picked up the characteristics of their temperature is now the same. You can think of temperature like a vibe. Me and this nigga completely different, but now the vibe is the same. It's a completely different person, completely removed, different background, different experiences, different thoughts, different virtues. But the temperature or the vibe is exactly the same. I can't say exactly the same, but it's getting there. It's only been what, two years now?
About 2 years.
Something about, and there's what, 8 months period in there. Anybody ain't say nothing.
Just cooling and stuff.
Yeah, just back at the crib, I was doing our thing.
But it was understood though.
Exactly, what's understood don't gotta be spoken. We don't gotta be said.
It's just, I know we've been on this topic, but it's just very, very, very like something that we need to speak on, especially since we're in college. Like, we got a saying that we just talk about life as we know it. And we in college right now, so we just speaking on what we see. And
we know
guys that we knew before like college, or like guys that we heard about before college, and then seeing them at college, they're acting completely different. So
that jump,
a topic that's just needed to be brought up, like
that jump.
Each other, but we just felt like it just had to be talked about and broadcast.
And to open, I guess again, say open the mind, because a lot of these things, there will be plenty of controversial things. I was meaning to say, since we're on this thing right now too, is like watching our own language. And I was peeping how you say got more females, and then I've been trying to, what's it called? What's the word? Condition myself to stop using the word females, because apparently, as I've spoke with other, I'm gonna say it again. I would say I speak with other women that it's like it's denigrated to them, or feel like they're like a species, like female over there. They don't like to be called female and stuff like that. So it's like use the word women instead. I ain't gonna sit here and be like, nigga, stop using that word, nigga. I'm like, act like same shit. Like a woman come around, niggas start patting their pockets like, you think I got too much money, bro? Like, you think my pocket's too fat? Like, it's not like we gonna sit up here and flex for the camera neither. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and try to like son this nigga and say something like, bro, don't use that word, bro. We don't do that. Like, try to paint myself to be something else. Like, this is something that we checking for the sake of the viewers, ourselves, whoever watch, wherever this go, however big this get, just to put certain things in the conversation. Which is, I say that to lead into saying that all the stuff we're saying about, be yourself, it's okay to be different. It's not like we're saying, it's bad to fall into all these things. We're human beings. Me and this nigga right here have done all the things we said. We have done all these things at some point. We are still doing some of them to this day, right now. But it's to understand and acknowledge that we should not be, and that we should be allowing ourselves to do what we feel is right. Because even in everybody always say the be different part, right? We're not saying be different. We're saying it's okay to be different, because there's a million niggas out there that's trying to be different right now.
Trying to find the right way.
Exactly. Everybody trying to find something new, some way to switch up the trend. Somebody trying to make this new thing, start this, start that, and that just puts you in the category of niggas who trying to be different. That's not your category. That's the be different nigga category. That's not yours. So it's like when I say be different, when we say be different, it's not like a conscious effort to be different. The only conscious effort you should have is to be natural and to be yourself, and that, in essence, inherently, by way of virtue, will make you different. But it's this whole thing. This podcast is not, the be different nigga podcast. It's not the, escape societal norms. It's not the fight against the grain. It's just to, open your mind to certain things that may not be natural, and that to understand that they may not feel like it, but that you just been. I was finna go on something completely long, different train on something. I felt myself dipping my toe into it, but I ain't gonna do that right now. We're gonna say that for the time. But yeah. So what you want to lead into that?
So since we talked about, being yourself and not categorizing yourself, it go down deep to me when you talk about that. It go deep as values.
Sure.
The big question is, what's your values?
Damn values,
because you don't build yourself and your characteristics based off your values.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything that you do, how you move, how you talk, how you is to other people, just who you are as a human being is based off your values.
Mm-hmm.
See, me personally, I'm loyalty over everything.
Everything, bro.
Loyalty over everything. Loyalty means the world to me.
Let me just get a little emphasis to that, right? So we was talking about anime, right? A little bit before. Let me give you an example of how them two merged. This nigga over here watching, was it the time I got reincarnated as Islam?
Yeah, something like that.
But the first episode, this nigga gonna call me in the middle. His name still going? Oh. In the middle of the episode, this nigga called what? He 14 minutes in? Like maybe half the episode talking about, well, this shit trash, bro. I don't even think I'm finna finish this whole. Like this is, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know why people like boosting it. I'm like, I'm okay. Then I thought this whole's gonna be good. They called me about 20 minutes later. He finished the episode, getting to the second one. Talking about, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I spoke too soon. Nigga, look, he on the verge of tears. I spoke too soon. This whole gas, bro. This whole gas, and the whole reason I still ain't watch it. So be in there, don't spoil it for me neither. But the whole reason it is so important, I was so gassed to him, is because loyalty, respect, like the way they handle things. I'm assuming, niggas got people's back and stuff like that on some Luffy Zoro as a group type of thing. But that is what made it, I still find it hard to believe his number two all time.
Number 2 all time. Anime. Facts. Right on the Naruto. Facts. Yeah. I'm just saying, your values is everything. Loyalty of everything is my thing. Most people will say love. But me, I put loyalty over love. Mine is loyalty, love, and respect. That's my big values. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to move that way always. According to that, always. Like, it's not like I'm trying. That's just what I'm built off of. Yeah. I guess I do mess up sometimes. Mm-hmm. Like he said, we're human beings.
Niggas don't hold water all the time.
But when I'm doing what I'm doing, it's definitely out of them 3 values for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Even to exemplify again the fact that you don't gotta do things a certain way, is even when we sit here talking about values, I don't got a set of values like this nigga. I don't have like a 3 things I do every part of my life on. Like I have certain things. My stuff typically is fluid. So at the moment right now, I say I got number 1 is integrity, is to own up to yourself. And as a man, like I said, speaking from my own identity, but this goes for everybody, is sticking to my manhood. And I define that a different way, but that's probably going to be a different episode what manhood is that sticking to your integrity, and holding yourself how you feel you should, and authenticity is being real with myself, being real with the world, stuff like that, you know. And I don't really know what else there is, but these are the virtues I have. We want to use virtues, or we talking about values? Because I feel like virtues and values two different things. A virtue would be like
values, but if you want to dive to virtues, you can.
I think we'll stick with values right now. So I think my two biggest values right now is authenticity and integrity, because I can realize that when I see someone lacking integrity, when I catch myself lacking integrity, I'll do something that I feel like I had no integrity in that. That hits home. Like that's when I'm imagining, say you do something and you don't hold no water. And then like
I know I messed up.
Yeah, that's the thing when you like
hurt.
Like,
damn, I can't believe I got caught slipping like that.
That hits so much more home because that's what you take. I'm relating it to when somebody offends you, or like if somebody can insult you, it only actually hits home and insults you on something that you take pride in. Like if I go out to the lacrosse field and I go out there and I'm ass, like I don't do nothing right, like I'm horrible, like I just look like I never did it before. Then someone like, bro, you ass. I'm like, you right? You goddamn right. I am. Like I know that. Like it's cool. I don't care. I've never had any pride. Part of my identity was related to lacrosse. But if I get on the court and I get out to have a terrible day, I ain't hitting no shots. I'm getting rocked. Like I get my shit glass. Like I'm just not hooping. And somebody like, bro, you ass. I'm probably gonna like puff my chest out a little bit because I took pride in it. That's my thing. So the same for like values. If you do something, if somebody came up to you like, bro, you like the least loyal nigga I know, but like you just, boy, I would never tell you nothing, and you probably gonna fight. That's off rip. That's off rip.
And then after I beat you up, then you have to explain to me
if you can speak
why you said what you said. You know what I'm saying? Cause I just don't see nobody saying like the people like. I show my loyalty too. Like I don't see nobody in that group that be like, yeah, this man's not loyal. That's all.
Like what did I do? What made you fix your lips to open your mouth to even say that?
People that just come around me and see me, like I get it every time. They just be like, I just know like you dope and you real cool, you solid, and I'm like. And sometimes I say 2 words to them.
Yeah.
You know, so then I just be like, so I don't get it when like if somebody was just that's how I know somebody saying it with malicious intent.
Mm-hmm.
If they ever said something like that to me. So fight me first and then explain it to me. You know what I'm saying? Because you attacking me.
First we gotta handle that disrespect you gave me right there. I'm gonna catch your ass. This so-called Perry Castaneda Library, but
this so-called
podcast right now. Boy, come on now. Like that's the that leads into like when you have. I mean, again, we don't want to keep digressing into a bunch of things. It's not just like a stream of consciousness podcast right now. Obviously, it's the first one, but we talking. But it's like we're like understanding yourself. I remember I was talking to a friend before, and they asked me what my grounds were. Like, where do I ground myself? Like, if somebody would talk mess about me, if somebody would say something about something I have pride in, if I would fail something, typical things that might get on self-perception, self-worth, stuff like that. Where do you ground yourself? Where is like something that you can be like, but I still got this. Like this is where I come to find peace. And I thought about it. I'm like, I don't have grounds, which is why I found myself to be a very, I don't want to say wishy-washy, a very fluid person. Is because sometimes I'm very like solid in my beliefs. I'm very solid in who I am and stuff that I say can either like bounce off of me, stick to you type stuff. But it's like sometimes I'm not. And it's just because I don't have solid grounds. And when I thought about it, I'm like, actually, matter of fact, I do. I have grounds, but they're not stable. And the grounds are not flat. It's kind of like I got like it's like spikes right there. Some punch you hit, it might be stable in the middle. Like it might be a solid part right there. At this point, you might damage yourself by getting on this part of the spike. Or you can on a slate right there, which might make you slide. Like I have not smoothed out my grounds to realize who I am and what I do, which is why I said I don't exactly have a set sort of certain values like he does right now. But I can tell in those respects, your foundation is like this goddamn table right here.
Yeah.
And if looking like you don't got no loyalty.
You trying to cut off one of my legs? That boy ain't gonna be sturdy though.
It's sturdy, bro. Like that, you have to go down below the foundation to remove something he has right there. and to be as real as I got right now and as authentic, you don't got to go that deep with me. Like that's something I'm working in, and they not like just straight up flat, and you can say something and it might knock me off my pivot. Like I'm already on like 1 foot stumbling, and you just push me and I'm falling. Meanwhile, this nigga on 2 feet, like sumo position, but he like this, and like this is the point where you have to recognize again for yourself that you might be different, and not everybody come from the same position. And I still feel like I am a grown ass man, and I still feel like like I got self respect. Like I'm not saying you come up to me and like you tell me one word and I'm like, no, hell no. Like relatively to where I want to be, I feel like I'm very unstable. But as I am right now, I'm still confident in myself. I still got grounds. I just could use a little smoothing. I could use a little bit of sandpaper for them. I could get a bit of that. But that's where life comes from. That's when having people like brother Williams right here. Yeah, what up, brother Williams, bro?
That's
you don't remember that?
That's too formal for me.
Brother Williams, I think I roll on the tongue well, brother.
I'm cool.
What about brother Dub?
I ain't there yet.
Brother Dub?
That's another conversation. Well, we hit our mark. We appreciate y'all tuning in to the podcast. The space in between. Once again, listen to it well, spread it around, tell your friends, tell your family. Shoot, if you got somebody that's an alien, tell them too. It don't matter.
We don't gotta stay terrestrial. We'll take some extraterrestrials too.
We taking everything. Matter of fact, tell them come holler at us. Come get on this podcast.
Come get it.
Like we said, it's an open room for anybody to come join at any time on any episode. So if you just want to join, let us know. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram at @spaceinbetween_. We also will have a TikTok, which has the same handle, _spaceinbetween_.
You got that YT, YouTube?
Oh, yeah. We got a YouTube coming soon, which is a space in between as well. We on all platforms, So we're going to launch it on Anchor. It's going to put it on Spotify. And hopefully we can get it on Apple's podcast as well. We're trying to broadcast this all over.
All over. Worldwide. Whatever we can do, however we can reach everybody the best, we feel like we just going to do that. This all is about authenticity. This is for the people. This ain't for us. This ain't for me. Ain't for him. Don't matter about us. It's about the podcast. It's about the space and where we find ourselves. Not on the side, not on this side, but in the space, in the mud between.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, we're going to catch y'all.